Hey guys, another video from the Anti-Nerd here, and today I'm bringing War Machine versus Omega Red, this new 2-pack Marvel Legends Gameverse line made by Hasbro. This is the second pack, we got it, it's an Walmart exclusive. This one's very interesting because it was the cheapest of all. It's $10 cheaper than the other ones, $10 less, which makes $49.99. The other ones are $59.99. As I've been noticing, I think this package right here seems to be easier to get compared to the Psylocke versus Thanos. So I'm glad I got it. And honestly, getting in hands before opening, I already think that you get more valuable for the price because it's cheaper. And I think the figures like combined, they are cooler. War Machine here looks very beautiful in hands with this complete new painting. Omega Red's my first Omega Red in the collection. Don't have any to compare. And if you want to pause the back here, the video to see and read the description, they also advertise this other 2 packs right here that we've been getting. So the other ones are not exclusives, and here's the side of the packaging. I really like it. It's my favorite part because it's pixelated art and reminds a lot of the original game that's based on, which is of course Marvel vs. Capcom. Especially I think it's the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 that they've been basing, because the War Machine right here, I have the modular version, but this one, when you actually play the game, it seems that this one right here from the 2 packs more based on the artwork from the game, the conceptual images, rather than the actual gameplay. So if you want to take a look at my review of the modular War Machine, it's also in my channel. So let's open this box right here and see how this package feels inside. I already mentioned that I really like this background right here that reminds me of the game. It comes with a few accessories, no extra heads, just some extra hands and some weapon accessories. But I think for $50 for 2 figures, 2 very good figures, I think it's worth it. And I'm very excited to get this package in hands. This was the package that I originally wasn't too much excited for it because I already have 2 War Machine, but this one by far is the best because I don't have the deluxe one. That's the coolest, and I have the modular and the retro. Here's the background. I hope they keep doing packages like this that are easy to open. You can put the figures back inside. You can take some pictures with their backdrop that they suggest. So pretty cool. I've been using for my short videos. Please check it out. So let's take a look first at Omega Red. He has this matte finished. He's not very glossy, not very shiny. Both figures are not shiny at all, and I very much respect that because I think sometimes they go too much with the glossy, shiny effect of the plastic and it looks more like a toy. This one, it feels like a collectible for an adult. The head sculpt's great. He has this ponytail right here that you can spin it. His articulation's pretty good. His arms are pinless. His legs are not pinless. And he has articulation in the waist right here. And the suit, it's also not attached to the body, which I appreciate. He does have butterfly joints. They're kind of hidden there, but you get a very nice range in the arms. So pretty cool. I have no complaints about the articulation of this figure. It's a very tall figure if you compare to other Marvel Legends. Very bulky, very beefy, he's very strong and very scary. It does look like a villain. I love the concept of the 2-pack where you can get a pack and then there's a hero, there's a villain. You don't need much else to have fun with, especially if you're someone that's receiving that gift in a Christmas or a birthday. So you already have everything you need to have fun in the 2-pack. So very cool Omega Red action figure right here. Pretty cool. My first Omega Red ever. It's an X-Men character. He has the cybernetic tentacles, which I'm gonna attach pretty soon. And I think his colors are pretty nice. Like, it does have this saturated feeling to the red, but not too much. It does feel more matte finished and without the crazy gloss shiny effect that they put. Like Maximum Spider-Man's a great figure, but I think it's a little too glossy looking back. So yeah, pretty amazing Omega Red. He's actually pretty scary. I love his sculpt of the hair. He has just a pair of extra hands. They're the same. They're two-fisted and two open. Here's the tentacles, two small and two big ones. Of course, the big ones are more cool, but you can make on your pictures as one of them is about to come off of his wrist. And then you can use the small one, and then once it's totally out there, you can use the big ones. Check the range here for the arms with the butterfly joints. They work pretty good, pretty solid figure. And he does look more villain, more badass, and more powerful with the tentacles. So I have no complaints with that. And I want to try to attach the small one to see how it looks. I'm quite curious. It doesn't look as cool, but I think it's provides a nice contrast between them, because then the bigger one seems more dangerous comparing with the smaller one. So very cool Omega Red figure. Here's the set of extra hands, as I mentioned before. Pretty simple. I don't think he needed extra head. So let's take a look at the War Machine right here. His painting is insane. His painting is one of the most beautiful paintings I've ever seen on a Marvel Legends figure. I think they pulled that one pretty well, and I'm gonna show that he's not entirely recycling from the retro or the deluxe as you would expect. He does have some changes. It's not only the painting, he does have some changes. One of them is the cannon blast that you attached up to his shoulder. It is pretty different. The hole on the cannon is pretty wild. So yeah, it's pretty wide, and you can attach the effect here of the blast, and it is pretty saturated compared to the whole set. I wish it was a little more fiery, realistic, but here's the two figures together. Those look very cool, and I think overall the cannon blast effect is very imposing. I think it's a cool effect. It's not as good as the deluxe one, but I get it. This is not supposed to be a deluxe package of War Machine. It's just some basic accessories. He does have this missile right here, but you cannot attach, so it's mostly to play with. But pretty cool. I think if I was a kid, I always think that. I know those are for adults, but they're also for kids, and we cannot forget that. I'm being very pissed at the culture of scalping and people that rip off the stores, because they're taking away the toys from the kids as well. I don't like that. So let's compare with the retro one. If you want to see the retro one in more detail, I made the review of my modular retro Iron Man, and I show also the War Machine retro in that video. It's one of my first videos. And then here's the modular version. I thought the blue would be more similar, but it's not. And you can see here that the modular is way more glossy, and he's very different. Like the new one has a complete matte finish, which I think it looks super, super nicer. For me, it's way better. And I also want to discuss which one do you think is more accurate to the game, because the one from the 2-pack seems more based on the concept art, while the modular seems based on the actual gameplay. So here you can take a look at how the new one's not a complete recycling from the retro or the deluxe one. The central part here of his chest on the retro seems like a sticker, and the new one seems like complete painted. The head sculpt's also different. There's a lot of details that are different here in the black part in the suit. So here you can take a look. Also the forearms right here, close to his hand, they are different. The back is very different, as you can see. So pretty cool. I think the retro one's cool, but this one just knocks it out with the painting, because the gray tone on the retro is not the greatest. The deluxe with the shining painting, it's way cooler. So here has these extra hands open, pretty basic. They could have included the classic blast effects from the Iron Man figures. I don't know. There was a little bit of lack of accessories with the War Machine right here. That's my only critique, but at the same time, how am I gonna critique that if it's $10 less? Maybe that was a choice. I don't know what happened there, but I don't think $10 more with a little bit of plastic effects would have justified. So I'm gonna stick with a cheaper price, but little less accessories on the War Machine right here. I have absolutely no problem with that, and I wish the other 2 packs were also $49.99. So let's take a look here with Extremis Iron Man, one of my favorites. I really love this figure. I think they look great together. See how this one doesn't look as good with the modeler because of the painting. It tells that they're not from the same media. And the modeler is still, it blends better, but I don't know. There's something about the new one that the painting just seems very much more elegant and less like a toy, and rather a very cool miniature of something very special, which is this superhero that a lot of people like a lot. They even like it more than Iron Man because his colors are cooler. Here's War Machine with Thanos and Psylocke. I think Thanos is the same thing. They're going more matte, less shiny with all these figures. I'm waiting for the new ones to confirm that, but I think so because the Captain America also doesn't seem to be so shiny. And I think this War Machine is actually cooler than the Psylocke. I think Psylocke was the hype of her was because a lot of people are men, they are attracted to this attractive female, and also Psylocke was a much more rare figure rather than the War Machine, which you had more cool options in the past few years. While Psylocke has been like quite a few years since they released the old one, which is pretty outdated, especially the head sculpt. So yeah, that's War Machine right here. I also changed the Cannon Blast with the retro one. I think actually this one fits better than the retro because the blue tone on the Cannon, it blends more well with his blue painting. So I also attached the new Cannon with the old retro figure right here. It looks pretty cool. So now you have more options. If you have more than one War Machine, you can switch parts. And here's Omega Red with Wolverine 97. Let me know in the comments, do you think the new Wolverine from Marvel vs. Capcom line will be better than 97? I think for a lot of people, 97 will still be the best because people are complaining a lot about the proportions of the new one. Plus, the unmasked head on the 97 is amazing. So here's my Gambit. It's the Gambit 97 with the head from Age of Apocalypse Nemesis Wave. I love that costume. There's a lot of people that say, no, it doesn't look good. I disagree. I think that's my definitive Gambit. I am in love with this pseudo custom Gambit. Let me know in the comments, why is it so bad? I just think it looks very awesome. I don't like the original 97 head. So yeah, this package is really cool. The 2-pack War Machine versus Omega Red. I'm gonna give a grade 10 out of 10. I know I have my complaints with the lack of accessories, especially on the War Machine, but I think it's $10 cheaper than the other ones. So I think for $50 nowadays with collecting, you get a lot of valuable with this 2-pack. A lot of value with your buck, a bang for the buck, very much worth it. It is a good purchase. It is easier to find. I hope your Walmart hasn't been scalped by old dudes that try to get all the toys and benefit themselves by removing the cool toys from your local marketplace. So yeah, I'm gonna give a great 10 out of 10. Keep in tune with the Anti-Nerd. There's a lot of reviews coming out, and bye-bye.